Good morning. The year was 1970, 1971 ballpark. The band was playing at a place called The Staircase, right downtown Pittsburgh on Liberty Avenue. And it was a bit of a pain getting the gear in and out of that place because it had a staircase. So anyway, we played the night, and at the end of the night, we're packing up our gear, and Ralph, the band manager, comes up to me and says, "Where is everybody?" So I look around the stage, and I'm the only one there. I'm the only one packing any equipment. Everybody else is gone. So Ralph says, "Find the guys and get this crap in the van. Let's go." So I look around the club, can't find anyone from the band in the club. So I go up the staircase, out onto the street, and the very next storefront beside the staircase, the very next one is an adult bookstore. So I'm figuring for sure that's where the guys are. So I walk into the adult bookstore, and it's like 2:30 in the morning. The place is pretty much abandoned. And there's a very bored looking man sitting at the counter, and he just points towards the back of the store. So I go walking to the back, and I go through this doorway full of like silver streamers. And in the back of the store, there's a whole bunch of doors for little booths. And I can hear the guys in one of the booths. So I knock on the door and say, what's going on? The door opens, they pull me inside. So now all five of us are in this little tiny booth. They close the door, and on the back of the door, there's this white screen. And at the other end of the booth, there's a hole in the wall, and there's an old-fashioned movie projector. Click, 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 click. And on the screen, there's an almost in focus movie. And I'm looking at this movie, and I realize I'm looking at a naked woman. And I mean completely naked. Now, things were different back in the early 70s. There were no computers, there were no smartphones. I doubt that anyone in the band, I know for certain for me, I had never even seen a picture of a completely naked woman. I'd seen a few Playboys here, but all they showed were titties. So I'd seen titty magazines. But there was naked woman. And then there's this young man in the movie, rather well endowed, and pretty soon they're demonstrating what we learned in 8th grade health class. In fact, this is the movie they should have shown in 8th grade health class. So we're all watching this movie, and then it stops. And then there's this mad scramble. Quarters, quarters, who's got quarters? And you put enough quarters in the slot, and the movie continues. So we managed to get the movie going again for another couple minutes, and we're all standing there in amazement watching this. And then there's a loud knock at the door, and there's Ralph, the band manager, out there. "Get the hell out of there, let's go, we got stuff to do." So he chases us all out of the adult bookstore. And as we're leaving the store, I'm looking at the things in the display cases there. And I'm thinking, if these things represent the average human male, I'm in big trouble. So anyway, we get everything packed into the Ford Econoline van. Back then, we carried everything, including the band and the manager, in a Ford Econoline van and my 1964 Buick Electra 225 convertible, 425 cubic inches, power windows, power top. We managed to get everything in those. You could fit a dual showman cabinet in the trunk of that Buick Electra. So as we're leaving, after we had everything packed up, Ralph, our manager, had been annoyed with us for that. He shows us that he's not all grouch and bad news. For those of us in the car, he comes up to the car and he throws us a magazine that he bought in the adult bookstore, which that magazine stood around in that Econoline van and in our next big truck for quite a while. So anyway, that's how the band discovered Pornography 1970 style. Later.